Hey, it's February. The temperature's starting to rise a little bit. It's 60 degrees out, and the bees will be making their cleansing flights. And I'm going to start feeding my bees now that they're coming out of their winter hive, and they're going to need some food to get them growing again. So stay tuned. Hey folks, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. It's towards the end of winter, and I'm going to go ahead and feed my bees to give them some more nutrients that they may not have in here. So hopefully it'll work. Hopefully I got enough colony built up. I checked out the bees the other day, and I did see some flying in and out, and hopefully I got enough of a colony. But we're going to go ahead and feed them today and take a chance. What I did is I took this mason jar and I filled it halfway full of sugar, and then I topped it off with water, stirred it up really good, and I placed this lid that has a bunch of little holes on it on the mason jar, and then placed the hive entrance tool or mason jar stand on it. And so we got it ready to go. It's all like a syrup in there. So we're going to go ahead and use my hive tool and lift up the hive, remove the entrance reducer, set it aside, and we're just going to go ahead and set the feeder just inside there and replace the entrance reducer so they still have an entrance to go in and out of, but it's small enough where they can still defend the hive. Now that we're done with that, we'll just go ahead and put my hive tool back into my bee barn where I keep all my beekeeping supplies. So the bees typically won't come out and fly until it's like 60 degrees and the sun has hit the sides of the boxes and warmed the inside up. So they'll come out and they'll do their cleansing flight. I'll cover that in another video. But right now we're just going to get them fed, get stuff available for them, and that way they can start the year off with some nutrients. I'm also going to take a pollen patty out of the freezer, thaw it out, and we'll stuff the pollen patty in there on the bottom so they can eat and have their protein. So pollen is protein, and then the sugar water, which they'll make into honey, that is their carbohydrates. So they have a good balanced diet to get the queen going, and the pollen triggers the queen to start laying more eggs so I can grow out my hives. So that's it on just feeding the bees. It's a really simple task as far as beekeeping goes. Just making sure that they have, well, there's different types of feeders, and this is the one type that I prefer to use for my climate. That way I can keep track of the level of sugar water that's in there. Yes, I did see some bees crawling in and out yesterday, so hopefully I've got something and the queen's still viable. Anyway, we'll check back again when the weather warms up and see what kind of activity we have. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm here on the Homestead, tucked high in the Cascade Range. The type of bee I'm keeping here is a Saskatchewan's bee. It is acclimated from a bloodline that they developed in Canada, so it's more suitable for this environment of my homestead, which is towards the southern end of the Cascade Ranges as it gets into California. So we're kind of moderate climate. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and also if you want to stay tuned for more videos, just click that bell icon that gives you the alert that I have uploaded a new video. Also, check out the links below. I have some videos down there in the description for you guys to check out to see if how you can buy find and buy cheap property, and a cheap house for that matter. I went through a lot of trouble of collecting a bunch of videos and putting them down there for you guys. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.